Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to Microsoft 365 Saturday Madrid Virtual. My name is Chris Hoard. I'm a Microsoft Teams MVP from Fusion in the UK, and this is my session, Teams plus Stream, Better Together. Now, just before we start the session, I'd like to just thank all of the organisers who have made this possible. It's an absolute dream to be here. I've been over to Madrid and worked there on very many occasions, and this year it was one of my objectives to attend a conference in Spain. So thank you ever so much. So happy to be here. So the session today, and just to set out expectations, is going to be divided into three parts. The first part is all about the why. Why is video important, and why is Stream and Microsoft Teams better together? We're then, in the second section, going to deep dive into the how we can surface video in Microsoft Teams. And the third part is going to look on future development. There's a lot of exciting things coming down the road, and it's a fantastic opportunity to get involved in this point because it's only going to get better throughout the course of the year. So let's begin. We start with the why. Why video is important. So we don't start with talking about Teams or talking about Stream, but the very basis of why we are putting these two applications together, and it's all about video. So I think that there is four really good reasons why video is so important. We can break that down on a consumption, production, efficiency, or on a cultural basis. Now, I'm a person who likes my statistics, and so I like to start off my presentations, based in reality and based in the stats. So if we look at video from a consumption perspective, 70% of global internet consumption is estimated to be video content. That was in a report released by Cisco a few years ago. And that's just a really astronomical figure. So when everyone in the world is using internet, 70% of that consumption is based around video. It's showing what people are doing and how critical video is to the core of their experience. Secondly, in terms of production, if we were to sit down and view all of the videos that were produced across global IP networks in the space of a single month, it would take us 5 million years to do so. And again, that's another astronomical figure. But what that figure tells me is that people want to produce video. They want to produce video so that people can consume that video, and people find it very easy to produce. They recognize that it's critical to the people's experience, who they are producing that for. So when we take that consumption and production figures together, people are consuming a lot of video, people are producing a lot of video, is central really to a whole experience of consuming and producing over the internet. Now, if we move away from the consumption and production statistics there and how central video is in them terms, it's also about efficiency, how efficient it is to transfer information. Now, there is a scientific basis, and that is that it takes the human brain 13 milliseconds to process an image, which is 60,000 times faster than text. So if we're thinking about the efficiency of transmitting data and information, video can be much more efficient than doing so within a document, such as what teams are typically involved in producing. And also, moving on from the culture and the scientific basis, we have to look at culture. Now, I can't say for every country, but there was a statistic in the Guardian newspaper last year that the article discussed video, and it showed that 1 in 3 British people watch at least one online video a week. Now, there are 70 million people within the UK at the current time, and a third of them, you're looking at 20 to 25 million watch at least one online video every week. It is becoming the norm, and as a cultural norm, it is central. Again, people are very familiar with using online video, and people are very comfortable in doing so. So the success of video online, I think, is illustrated by the success of the YouTube public video platform. Now, there's some really interesting stats on this too. So the first is about the growth of social media platforms over the last 15 years. If you look at social media platforms, we typically think of things like Facebook or Twitter. YouTube, which is video based, has beaten them all by a significant way. So if we look at the growth in YouTube, 500 million users have joined in that time, far surpassing Facebook and far surpassing Twitter, and both combined. Now, if you look at the statistics on YouTube, they're really interesting. 1 billion unique monthly visitors and nearly 1 out of every 2 users. People use video in their day-to-day lives. Again, we're going back to this idea of how central it is and how comfortable people are consuming video. And what's interesting is that if we look at the bottom statistic there, YouTube reaches more US adults aged 18 to 34 than any cable network. So if we look at the younger generations, they are probably more familiar with using online video, and it is their preferred method over things such as consuming that kind of information over TV. So that is, I think, is absolutely captures how important video is. So we're now going to kind of start moving on to start talking about Stream, which is a private platform for video. And I guess that kind of comes to question, because we've been looking at the success of YouTube, is why not just use YouTube anyway for our videos? Now, talking to businesses, there are lots of reasons for why they don't use YouTube or a public platform today. But I've tried to kind of capture these into the 4 main areas that I found from my personal experience. So the first is privacy. People, or should I say businesses, want to be able to have their own private platform. They don't want to put their IP on public platforms like YouTube. They also bring up compliance. So it could be to a local or a regional law that states that they can't put them on that public platform. Thirdly, in terms of productivity, public platforms like YouTube hold millions of videos, not just the videos that you put on them. And you have to think about how people are accessing those videos, as well as, accessing the whole video experience. With Stream and your own private platform, you can bring the videos to them. So many businesses state that they want users to see video, but whereas a user might see the video that the company wants and then spend a few hours looking at music videos or other videos that are non-work related. So by having your own private platform and bringing it to your users with the videos that you want, then you can kind of maximize the productivity there. But it's not just about productivity, it's also about equity. Some users can find videos really well, others can't. On the public platforms, it could be confusing for many users, whereas if you have a private video platform like Microsoft Stream, then you can tailor it with the content to fit your users and make sure that everyone has equal access. So it's not just about why people wouldn't use YouTube in regards to why they would use Stream, but it's also about why Stream itself is great for video. So Stream as an application is really robust in terms of its video formats. You can, this is because you can containerize all of these different videos that you produce, so it supports MP4s and WAV files and FLV files. It's very flexible in that regard. In addition, it uses adaptive bitrate streaming to adapt to your network conditions. So what that means is that if you're looking at a video from a network that is congested or you're remote and your bandwidth isn't great, then Stream uses AI and logic to be able to adapt to that, to always maintain the best performance that it possibly can. In terms of scalability, it can easily ramp up with solutions like Hive Ramp and Collective and multicasting scenarios. So when I'm watching a video, that's called a unicast scenario, because I'm kind of one-on-one watching the video. But if you wanted several thousand to watch the same video at the same time, you can do that through Stream today. Stream is ready to integrate with these third-party solutions to be able to multicast. And perhaps the biggest benefit or the reason why Stream is so great is the security element. So the stream videos are encrypted with AES 128. They're encrypted in transit and at rest. And you could also bring the broader Microsoft 365 security down, such as multi-factor authentication and conditional access, in order to be able to consume those videos. So we've looked at why video is important. We've looked at why people wouldn't put video on public platforms, but also the Microsoft Stream being an enterprise video application that has a lot of its own strengths. So we're now going to get to the core of this session today and start talking about using Stream and Microsoft Teams together. Stream we can look at as being the storage for all of our enterprise video, all of our content, almost as you were like a back end. Whereas Team, that hub for teamwork, you're bringing together chat and you're bringing together files and you're bringing together meeting and calling, and you're bringing together applications. You're also bringing together video. So Teams can act as the delivery application, the front end, as you were, for all of that video content that is housed within Stream. And this has, to take the high level benefits for the team and for the organization. For the team, we look at the benefits as being those same benefits as video. In terms of consumption, you can bring all of your video content to the team so that they can consume it in an easy way. We'll show you how to do that shortly. In terms of productivity, by focusing your video in the place where your users are working, will make them more productive. And without all the downsides of YouTube, such as being able to access the hundreds and thousands of other videos, you can keep them productive and you can keep things to hand. In terms of efficiency, that is, like we kind of said earlier, that your team might be taking a long time to be able to produce content such as written documents or presentations. Maybe by bringing in video and starting to produce and reconsume that video, they can act in a lot more efficient manner, but it's all about the efficiency of transferring the information. And then also as well, we think about culture. There are a lot of millennials coming into the workplace. We are seeing a lot of young people come into IT. They are going to be naturally informed and probably use online video all the time. It's probably one of their chosen and first means for consuming that information. So it's going to resonate with them a lot better. Now, moving from the team to the org has a private video platform, so it doesn't have to expose its IP or its information onto public platforms. Because it's a private video platform, you have the security and compliance. As we've seen, it's encrypted. As seen, we can bring down Microsoft 365 security on top of that. And it's also, which I think is a big point, is the return on investment. So you are using more of Microsoft 365, but you are using them in a much better way. And we are going to go and take a look at that now. So how do people use Stream today with Microsoft Teams? The first scenario tends to be in terms of meeting recording. So as you can see by the screenshot, the meeting is started and there is a button there where you start recording. And then when you stop recording, that's recorded into Microsoft Stream. We're just going to jump into our demo environment. So if I jump into the calendar, okay, and I go to my meeting, and then I join that meeting. I'm just going to go quickly into the meeting. This will be the meeting experience. I click the 3 more option dots, and then I start my meeting recording. And you will see up the top, I'm now recording. I can dismiss that, click again, and I can stop that recording. And you can see that the recording is being saved to Stream. I'm just going to come out of the meeting now. So we tend to use Stream and Teams together in a meeting recording scenario, but we have to kind of open our minds to all the different scenarios in which we can actually record meetings. So we can record meetings in a formal business meeting, be that a finance meeting or a sales meeting, but we can also record things such as huddles, such as demos. So if you're doing a technical demo, seminars and instruction, if you're recording sessions to be able to teach other people on demand. We can have support sessions that we record for compliance purposes, whiteboarding sessions between people, and also things such as interviews. So we want to try and broaden how much we are actually recording, and you think about how much today that businesses don't record, that they have to then go and produce stuff for afterwards, which is a really unproductive way of doing things. So that's the first scenario, how it's typically done today. The second way is through simple video sharing. So a session is recorded, it goes into and saved into Stream. You then share the link out to direct Stream. So again, going back with inside my environment, I'm just going to take a link that I saved earlier. So here is the single video link. I'm just going to copy that link. I'm going to go into my team. I'm then going to go to the stream underneath the chat. I'm going to put my URL in. And here we go. Now, the downside to this, as you can probably tell, is that I can't see what that video is. I can't see the content, so I don't know whether I'll be interested in it or not. In addition, when I click on that video, I then come out to the actual Microsoft Stream portal. So that's taken a while to load up. I'm just going to go to the Stream portal. So it actually goes to the video within the Stream portal here. So the problem there is that I'm not actually being able to consume anything within Microsoft Teams. So in terms of our use scenarios, just simply recording or simple video sharing, they're not really kind of effective for the consumption of video. So we have to kind of pivot our thinking and move from low to high utilization of these services. So just explaining those scenarios, they are very typical when I have discussed with businesses this kind of first scenario here, which is a narrow production and consumption scenario. So only maybe videos are recorded for formal meetings. They are recorded by one or two departments, and most people use those sharing links in order to be able to access their videos. Whereas we can move them up to try and broaden the kind of how they produce and apply recording to a whole lot of scenarios, but it's still not that effective, because all we're kind of doing is recording into Stream and then directing people into Stream. In order to be able to gain high utilization, we want to be able to have as many production scenarios as possible, but also be able to serve it back into Microsoft Teams. And that's the real kind of, I would say, precursor to high utilization. It's wide production, and it's also wide consumption. So we move now into the second part of the session, which is about how. How do we do that? How do we increase the consumption of video? We can do so through channels and collections. We can do so through watch lists. We can do so through quizzes and series. We can do so through shared system audio, and we can do so through video-based apps. We're going to explore each one of these. So channels are organization methods for video. They can be assigned to individuals or groups and set up as tabs. You will see here on the right-hand side of Stream Channel, there is a tab within Microsoft Teams. So I'm just going to go to that now. I'm going to go inside my team, and here is a channel that I made earlier. So you can see that I have 10 videos in here. And if I was just to click on one of those videos, So within one click, I've managed to be able to access the video that I want to be able to access. I don't have to go into the stream portal. I don't have to open the browser and go to a public platform like YouTube. The video has been brought to me and it's easy access. Now, how do we actually create this? Well, we created this through the Microsoft Stream channel. So here's the Microsoft Stream channel. The first thing you do is that you create a group. A group controls the access to the videos itself. So I'm just going to create this new group here, and I'm going to say that my colleagues within inside the team can access it. So Vesku, we have Adam, and we have Chris. They're all added. Okay, once we've added the group, that creates an Office 365 group. And once we create the group, so let's get into here inside there. So I'm just going to refresh this page to see if it creates. There's our new group that gets created. Just going to select that. I'm going to add it to the team. There we go. Create the team. It's just going to now create my team. The team is created. You can see that my team has now surfaced. Just click on the general channel. So once we create the group and the team, we will then create the channel. So we create the channel for organizing the video. We're just going to call that new channel 3. And this is going to be a group channel, so only the group that I created can access it. So there's my new group 3, and then I'm going to create that channel. The final thing that I do in order to prepare this to go into the team is to then put the videos in the channel. So I'm just going to go to my videos. This was the one that I just created. I'm going to, okay, go in my groups, my channel. And you can see that my new channel 3 is there. So I add my channel permissions to this video and then apply it. So now inside my channel, so I go to my content and I go to channels, and then I go to the new channel that I created. You can see that my video is inside that channel. So we're all ready to go and put that into Teams. So I come into Teams, I then go to add as a tab. I add as a stream tab. I then can find the new channel that I created. And there we go. So that stream channel has been created, the videos have been put in it, and that's now served into my team. So channels are a really effective way of bringing videos to users, and there's loads of use scenarios. You can use them as playlists, as learning paths, as recording series, or as project references. The use scenarios can be many and varied. Now, in terms of collections are, I guess you could say they're like a vault, whereby you want to keep all of your videos for multiple teams or across the whole organization. So channels are more kind of teams orientated, where this is just a collection where we can put a load of videos and put them on public access. So we do that through, if I just go here to this team. This team isn't a public or private team. This is an org-wide team that everyone in my organization has access to. So this is an ideal place to put a collection. And if I just click on here on this tab, you will see that here is a collection of all of my videos within Microsoft Stream. Now, this looks different from what we saw previously, and this is because this is a Stream web part that is actually put into a SharePoint site. So what happens is when we add new videos to Microsoft Stream, so if I go to my content and I go to videos, let me just select an edit here. There is a button here that says allow everyone in your company to view that video. So I'm just going to tick that and apply it. And all those videos that anyone within inside your organization can see will show in the Stream web part. So if I just refresh the page, there we go. Another one has just been added. And then if I come back into the collection, you can see that that video has now been added. So collections work really well if you just want to have all your videos that are publicly available all in a single place. And you can create a kind of collection. It could be just be a collection of marketing videos or sales or technical or training. But from feedback from organizations that it works really, really well if you upload a load of videos, you make them all publicly available so that you have almost like an organization video vault, which is easily accessible from any of the users within inside your organization. So use channels, use collections, because they're brilliant ways to surface video. The second way is with watch lists. Watch lists are personal watch lists for a specific member of the team. Now I'm just going to show you how to do this and surface this. So if there is a video that, let's go back to the channel, the Stream channel that we had in our team. There could be one of these videos that you want to watch at a later date. You might not have time for it to watch it now, or you are halfway through it and you might need to step out or go into a meeting and want to come back to it. So the easiest way to do that, so if I go in and open up this video, is to click this icon here on the left. And you just saw that turn from an X or a plus to an X. And there we go. It now appears in your watch list. So you can go back later and go and access that video. And there's many scenarios as to why you would want to do that. As said, it could be a case of catching up. It could be a case of self-paced development. You might find that there are videos that you need to be able to complete a course or to be able to complete a piece of internal training. They can also be good for canned demos. So imagine that you're in a meeting room with people and you're projecting to a screen and you want to run that video, then as a canned demo, that would be really effective. But it could also just be a portfolio of your favorite videos too that you're taking across the organization. And what's important to point out is that it's not just taking the video from the channel, or you can just do that within the channel. You can also do that within the Stream portal. So if I go to my, to discover and I go to video, because there could be videos that are being recorded all across your organization. So say that you liked one and you wanted to add it to say, oh, I'm going to watch that later. You just click the add to the watch list. And that is going to surface within there too. So watch lists are, again, a really great way to be able to surface and consume video. In terms of the third way, questions and series, it's all about embedding video within forms, and you can do so either for a learning scenario or constructing logical series of video. You can see here from the image on the right hand side that I'm embedding those videos within forms to be able to create them. And order them for my users. So if I go into the teams, I have a couple that are already prepared so that you can see what this looks like. So here is the quiz, and you can see that I have my video and I have my question below. Now, of course, this quiz is really useful, as said, in the learning circumstances, because you are instead of just asking questions or doing simple questions, it's about looking at the video, interpreting that video, so what we call synthesis, and then using that to answer questions. So it's a lot more thinking that is involved with this. In addition, with the series, so series is about the logical ordering of video. So we may want to move through a series of videos to go to, as you can see, do our learning, or for information reasons. Now, in order to be able to create them, I'm just going to very quickly show you how we do that. So what we would do is we would jump into Forms. And if I take this as an example, I would then create these embedded videos through the ratings question. I would then click the image icon and go to video. And what I would do is that I would take, okay, the URL, here we go. Just gonna get my video. Here we go. So let's take this one. And then I click share. So there's Anna Chu. I take my URL and then I paste it into the form and then add it. And we can do that to create both the quizzes and the series. A great way, and two ways that are almost kind of flip sides of being able to create them. Again, to just return to that point, great for higher order learning and assessment for learning, or in series, the logical and thematic ordering of video. Moving on to number 4, and I won't be able to demonstrate this one because I'm actually recording through Stream currently, through Teams currently, is the shared system audio. So with shared system audio, this is all about playing video within meetings. So imagine that we're having a meeting online in Microsoft Teams, and I want to play a video and the other people hear it by using your system to do so. You can see in the image that there's a little tick box there that's above that needs to be ticked whilst you're sharing the desktop or sharing the window. So you can play your stream videos. Imagine that we're in the scenario where we have our watch list and I'm doing a canned demo and I want to play this video. And you want people to be able to hear it, then share system audio will allow you to do that. And you can use this. It's about bringing video into the meeting, bringing it into huddles, or bringing it into events, or bringing canned demos to when you're doing these demos remotely. Now, this is a functionality that came in, I would say maybe about 8 or 9 months ago. I use it as an MCT every time to be able to teach lessons. Because when I teach lessons, there is a lot of video that I want to show my students, and I do so with shared system audio. This will work if you want to play a stream video. This will work if you want to play a YouTube video. It's all about playing and pushing that audio through. The 5th is video-based apps. So video-based apps, this is about surfacing video within applications. You can have apps for learning, apps for selling, apps for instruction, or apps for product. There is lots of reasons why you would build apps and have video embedded in those apps. And just to show you very quickly, this is an app that I built that was called Bio. This Bio app is very simple for demonstration purposes, but is to see the bio of team members and also embed a video about them. So it's a much more richer bio than just being able to read text. It's got a little bit about their past projects, and you can click the links that will take you out to Twitter or LinkedIn. Very easy to, once you build the app, to then add to Microsoft Teams. So you can then download it as a zip file. you would upload it through the catalog, and then that app would be side-loaded into Microsoft Teams. I've then pinned the app over the left-hand side. So it's just going to play now. I start the app. I then say I want some more information on Adam. So you can now see that if I click out, it will go to LinkedIn. Or if I play the video, it will then play the video. So you could create so many different types of apps. You could do it as a product catalog. You could do it as a learning path app that people have to go through in order to be able to do their training. There are so many uses for this. So I'm getting a bit conscious of time, so just going to kind of skate through this section and as we move on to the third section of the future. So some of the things that are coming down the line that we're really looking forward to. The first is the ability to upload recorded video from mobile into channels. Imagine that I'm attending an event, so post this kind of COVID-19 period. Let's say that I'm attending Microsoft Ignite, which is the biggest technical conference of the year. I'm standing there in front of Brad Anderson or another great person speaking. I can record it off of my mobile phone using the Stream application, but I'll be able to upload directly into Stream channels, which, if we're using Stream channels, means that we can record and pipe the videos through to the users in our team who weren't able to make the event. That is a functionality we're all looking forward to. That was supposed to come in Q1, so we're running a little bit overtime on that, but it's going to be great to see when that finally comes in, because you can record that. It doesn't just have to be at a conference. You could just be outside taking video of something that you want the team to know. You could be recording at an event, on something on the TV, something that takes your interest, and again, pipe it up to the team by simply recording off the Stream app, and then that uploads directly to the Stream channel, which then goes into the team. The second is the voice enhance feature. So this has been announced. Again, like the recording into channels, we're still waiting for it to come at the current time. This is all about eliminating background noise in video. So this is a qualitative improvement of the Stream video, which means that we're going to get a better experience in Teams. So that uses AI to be able to filter out the background noise. So if you're recording on a site, if you're recording in a conference, if you're recording in a crowd, say for example at a football match, then the background noise is going to be filtered out, so it's going to be able to surface your voice much more clearly. That's going to be a fantastic add. And then the next, and probably the biggest one we're all looking forward for, is the anonymous sharing. So this is allowing individuals in Stream to be marked for external public access. So what I've shown you today in terms of being able to consume those Stream videos within Microsoft Teams, the Achilles heel, the big limit at this moment in time is that only people within the organization can consume that video, not guests, not people outside of the organization. So this is coming, and it's coming in Q4 of this calendar year. So in winter this year, we expect to see the ability to do anonymous sharing. Now, the big thing about this is that guests will be able to see that video, anonymous users can view that video, and it's going to take away a business's reliance on the public platform, because instead of having to put their video on YouTube or Vimeo, they can then just issue a link to their customers, for example, so that their customers can click the link and they can come and view the video. So that's going to be a much better place that we need to be in. There is a big call for that one currently. So it's been a very quick session, and I could have talked for a lot longer on this, because these applications are what I'm really passionate about in the Microsoft 365 portfolio. We've been through the why. We've looked at why video is important. We've looked at those reasons such as productivity, from consumption to efficiency and culture. We've looked at the success of the YouTube platform, but the reasons why businesses don't necessarily want to choose the public platforms. We've looked at the benefits of Stream, such as the breadth of video formats that it can support, about the adaptive bit rate, about the scalability with third-party solutions like Hive, Ramp, and Collective, and that security with the 128 AES encryption in transit and at rest, as well as bringing in the other Microsoft 365 security ads. We've looked at the cases, then finished off that section with the benefits to both the organization and the team from bringing Stream and Teams together. The second part of this talk looked at the how. How can we surface Stream videos back into Teams where people are bringing together their chat, their files, their meetings and calling and their apps. It's all about getting the video to where people are consuming it and where people are working together every day. We've showed how we can do that through channels, through collections. We've seen about watch lists, quizzes and series. We've looked at shared system audio and also as well video-based applications. We've capped this session with a look at future development very briefly. We've looked at the voice enhance, we've looked at the recording into Stream channels which pipe up into Teams, and the big one, which is anonymous sharing. So I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank the organisers once again for this fantastic event and opportunity. As said before, I used to work regularly in Madrid, so I know the city very well, and this was something that I've been looking for a long time. So I hope that I can come back in the future to be able to discuss more, to maybe be at the in-person event too. But thank you. If you would like to follow up on any more of my sessions or to reach out and get in touch, then there are many ways to do so. I have my own blog at microsoft365pro.co.uk. You can catch me on Twitter at Microsoft365pro, or you can also reach out on LinkedIn. My bio there below, as stated, I'm an MCT regional lead, a Microsoft educator, and also a Teams MVP in Office apps and services. These are two things I'm going to be talking a lot about during the course of the year in terms of Teams and of Stream. On my blog, you will see several blogs about using those applications together. They are all walkthroughs where you can go through step by step and be able to implement all of the solutions that you've seen today. So I'd just like to say as a final note, thank you for taking your time to be able to watch this session today. I wish you the best for the rest of the conference and to stay safe in these unprecedented times. Thank you very much. Take care.